Good morning, y'all. You ever just wake up tired, don't want to go nowhere? That's how I feel. I'm like, whew, wish I could sleep about another 30 minutes or something like that, but it is what it is. I think sometimes it just kind of means whatever you're doing isn't inspiring you. But, you know, every little thing that you do in life can't be all roses and daisies. So for now, you wake up and you just keep on hitting the grind. But I guess what's on my mind today is just change. I'm in a little bit of a rut. I've been in like a stage in life that's just not where I thought I'd be at this point. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that, where at some point you had hopes and dreams and a timeline for meeting those hopes and dreams, and before you know it, bam, that timeline has come and gone and you still haven't hit hopes and dreams. And that is where I'm at right now. I thought I'd be a lot more settled at this point. I thought I'd have a lot more peace, and I'm at disappointment. I'm at disappointment. And I'm just trying to evaluate what needs to change in order to hit that level of peace that I know I need. And I know that life's always going to have like its ups and downs, but there's definitely room for improvement at this point. And for me, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I really don't want to be in Alaska anymore, and it's not been happy, really. Like it's not for me. It really is not for me. I love the nature part of it, and I love the outdoors portion of it, but I don't like the freezing cold. I don't like the dark winters. I don't like the cost of living. The lifestyle does not fit me. I miss Southern hospitality, y'all. And my goal right now is to hit the grind and make changes in order to get me out of this rut. Sometimes that's what you need. You just got to empower yourself to realize, you know what, okay, this is miserable. I hate it. Well, do something about it then, right? And that's where I'm at. I'm just kind of shaking myself up and saying, you know what, hey, I'm feeling these ways for a reason. And I'm just evaluating everything and trying to set things up and dreaming on what I want, and trying to make small little changes here and there. And the hardest part of it is that patience, you know, trying to look at what you need to do and realizing, crap, it's not going to happen today like I want it to. So come on this journey with me, y'all. Project me, trying to switch up on out of Alaska. I can't wait to leave, y'all. I cannot. It is not me. I hate the cold. I do not like the cold at all. Let me tell you, like, for me, cold is like kryptonite. And I was hoping to be able to adapt. I tried out the winter gear. I tried out the cold weather training. It still ain't helping me, y'all. I'm cold. I'm freaking cold in the middle of summer in Alaska, and I'm just tired of it. But rather than just feeling stuck, I think what we all have to do sometimes when we feel stuck, when we feel defeated, is realize that, you know, we can make some changes, small changes, even if it's just our perspective, the way we look at the situation that we're in can make a huge difference. Do it again. Yeah, that's my little 6-year-old cutie pie Sabian. Dropping him off to summer camp, y'all. It's a rainy summer day in Alaska as usual. That's another thing I don't like. I don't like overcast. I have learned a lot about myself, though. This has been a growing experience. Sometimes when you are in a pit of pain and you just feel defeated and like you do not fit in, sometimes that's just a state of growth. And what you have to do is pull those lessons out of that. Don't let it crush you, though. You got to pull those lessons out of that. And that's kind of like the state that I'm in right now. I'm learning so much about myself, realizing some things that were so important to me that I took for granted, that I didn't realize really impacted me as a person. And one of those things for me is weather, y'all. I feed off the weather a lot. My mood depends on it, and it is nothing wrong with that. Some people can be fine with gloom and doom, rain most of the year. Me, I get depressed. I feel like I should be asleep. My body's like, something ain't right with this. And wow, like, I didn't realize how so much of my mood and energy is pulled off of what it looks like outside. And I've just grown to accept that. Like, around here, a lot of people need sad lights during these dark winter months, which is like those artificial, it just kind of basically, it's a lamp that pours a whole bunch of light on you to kind of mimic the sunlight effects in order to lift up your mood. I don't have one of those yet because I'm kind of like, no, I just need to get up on out of here. I'm not gonna stay here forever, y'all. I am not. There's a lot of decisions that I made that for me may kind of create a little bit of a challenge to get up on out of here, but it's nothing wrong with starting over. It is not too late, and I'm gonna just reel it in and pull it back and say, you know what, time for a change. Try. If you are not happy, try. Switch things up, change your environment, change your sleeping habit, change your food, change your friends. You are worth trying for. And that's basically, you know, the type of pep talks you got to give yourself. And look in the mirror, y'all, in the morning. Turn some music on, crank up the volume, jiggle your booty around, laugh, smile at yourself, and say, we made it to another day. We're gonna give it our best. And that is all you can ask of yourself. Let me see, I'm kind of early. Ooh, yeah, we are early, y'all. Off to a good start. But yeah, that's where I'm at, y'all. I don't like it here. I really don't. I'm happy when I'm outside. I love the mountains. And that's kind of like a part of it that's a little bit painful, because I'll want to go outside some, and I'll just know that, like, the way my body is, I'm just not thermally regulated all that well, and I'll put on, you know, a lot of layers and hand warmers and stuff like that, but I'm still just I don't like it. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm just a summer bug, and I prefer the heat. I prefer sunshine, and if it's not enough of that, I do get in a rut. And that's kind of where I've been for like a couple of years. Been in Alaska for about 5 years, and finally I've had enough, and I'm done. I'm really done. So I'm hoping that you guys can learn from this experience. One thing I want to impress to you guys, what I want to stress to you, is in life sometimes you have to experience losses and heartaches in order to grow and learn. When you're in those heartaches and you're growing, though, it can look a lot like defeat. It can look a lot like weakness, but don't you be fooled. What you need to do sometimes when you find yourself in a rut, you just need to stop and say, you know what? What do I need to learn from this? What can I pull from this? And sometimes it's just that encouragement to change. And that's where I've kind of yeah, getting a thumbs up from the 6-year-old. That's right. But I'm at that point where I'm just like, at one point I was just like, man, like, what's wrong with me? Like, gosh, I just feel so unhappy. I'm not energetic like I used to be. I'm not social like I used to be. I'm kind of just like a hermit. I don't want to go anywhere. And I just kind of hit this unrecognizable stage where I was just like, gosh, I don't even feel like myself anymore. And I think I was just on this grind, like grinding in a direction that needed to kind of come to a pause and be redirected. And Alaska has kind of been that. I was meant to come here for a little bit. This is how I feel now. I was meant to come here for a little bit to grow in my career, but also to learn about some things that matter to me. Because honestly, I took for granted cost of living. I took for a reasonable cost of living. I took for granted the sunshine. I took for granted warm weather. I took for granted my loved ones. I took for granted having friends. That's another thing. I've kind of come up here and I haven't been able to really connect with people. I just feel a lot like an outsider. Honestly, I do. And it's okay sometimes when you are finding yourself in a point where you're not gaining friendships. What you can do in that predicament, which is what I've done, is just become your own friend. You know, there's a lot of people out there that I've come to realize that don't have friends. It's the norm. It's the social norm now. And it doesn't mean that you're a reject. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It's an opportunity for you to become your own friend. and to start discovering like what are some things that make you happy, what are some things that you can develop on yourself from or develop in yourself. Like for me, I've started developing a new found love for reading. I love reading autobiographies now, and there were some stages in my life where I couldn't read a paragraph before falling asleep. But you know, this opportunity of loneliness, it's really allowed me to dig into books and learn from other people's life experiences. It's given me an opportunity, extra time to do things like go to the gym. I've developed a love for weightlifting now, and now a new hobby, YouTube, you know, because of that result of loneliness. So if you find yourself alone, you're feeling like you're not connecting to a lot of people where you're at, that's okay. Maybe that place isn't for you. Maybe it's pushing you to just further develop yourself and find a new direction in life, y'all. So all I want to say for you guys out there that are in a situation like me, let's set some plans up. Let's look at where we're at and ask ourselves, where do we want to be? And after you ask yourself, where do you want to be? What do you think might make you happy? Start saying, okay, what kind of decisions do I need to make in order to get up on out of here? For me, some of the decisions I have to make is just to learn how to accept that there's going to be time that I'm going to have to climb over. There's going to be, you know, at least 6 or 8 months that I have to spend in Alaska because of just certain things that have to happen. You know, one, my husband, he needs to finish his school, so he's got about 4 classes left, and that's a hurdle that's just going to take time that we cannot skip over. Another thing that we have to do, we have some homes that we need to sell, you know, because we can't afford to, you know, keep paying the mortgages, and it's just a bad investment. You know, we tried some things, and that could be another video. Let me know if you guys want to hear about that story. We own a duplex and a condo, and so we're landlords as well too. So if you guys want a separate video about that, let me know. But yeah, so that's another hurdle that we're gonna have to get over. We have to find jobs in another state. We have to pick a state that we want to move to. It's leaning a lot more to Tennessee, and I'll tell you some reasons why. But yeah, there's a lot of little hurdles, but I've kind of have like a little mental step. And sometimes, like when I find myself feeling really defeated, I start writing down a list. I'm like, okay, I got to do A, B, C through D, or whatever it may be. And I start writing, okay, this is the steps that's going to get me to accomplish those. And then the end result will be whatever that picture of happiness is for myself. And at the end of that list, sometimes I'm like, oh man, that's going to take so much time. But then I'm like, wow, but there is a route that I could take. There's a path I can get on. And it makes me feel a little bit better. So yeah, come along this journey with me, y'all. Getting up out of a state that I cannot stand anymore. I don't like it here at all, and it's not for me. I don't regret moving here. I've learned a lot from moving here, and now it's time for a change, y'all. So come along this journey. Just dropped off my kiddo. Hopefully he has a good day. Hopefully y'all have a good day. Another thing I want to talk to y'all about, I guess that's on my minds today, is just some ways that you can help to make yourself feel better. I think sometimes it's important just to remind yourself that feeling down and feeling sad is just kind of like a wave. It's going to come and go. And just like how happiness comes and goes, so does the sadness, so does the depression. But there are a couple of things that you can do to help yourself feel better. For me, at least, it helps for me sometimes to just get some extra sleep. Keep that in mind. If you're feeling fatigued and burnt out, try to get to bed earlier. Drink some water. And make sure when you do wake up, one of the things that makes you feel a little bit more tired is if you hit snooze too much. Try to just, and I have this problem, every morning I hit snooze, but I know in those mornings that I just get myself up out of bed, I feel so much more energized than when I hit snooze for 30, 40 minutes, sometimes even an hour. So try to avoid hitting the snooze button. And then on top of that, take a shower and eat something good or drink something good, and you know, squeeze in some vegetables and some vitamins, squeeze in something that's high protein, high fiber, that's going to give you some energy. And on top of that, just make sure that you have like a little happy ritual, something where like as simple as because I read somewhere that like your heartbeat can actually be influenced by exterior things. So like music, if you listen to certain types of music, like your body's picking up on that energy. So if you're listening to slow, depressing music and stuff like that, you will have a mood drop, at least in my opinion, from what I've read. But so keep that in mind. You could turn on some kind of upbeat, something uplifting, listen to that, and on top of that, switch your thoughts around. If you're finding yourself feeling, oh man, this day's gonna be sucky, or blah blah blah, add something to that. Say, okay, well, but I'm gonna do my best today. I'm gonna make it through this day. I'm gonna be all right. I love myself. This is just a stepping stone. So try to change the way you think, redirect it, and you'll notice a huge improvement in your mood. And also just kind of evaluate where you're at and ask yourself, what are some things that you feel are causing this? Is it, feeling like a failure? Well, failure from what? You know what I'm saying? So there's just some ideas on how to help yourself feel a little bit better that I've picked up on with this challenging journey that I'm on right now. But yeah, that's what's on my mind for today, y'all. My little ride to work. My little, let's have like a little chit chat. But that's what's on my mind. Hey y'all, hope all is well. Hey boy, hey girl, hey be whatever you want to be. That's like my catchphrase, or whatever you want to call it. Something about it just sounds right, so let's just roll with it, y'all. What I want to talk about is undervaluing little steps, baby steps. Because you know how sometimes in life you want to achieve something huge, like whether it's like weight loss, or you just want to gain muscle, or you want to develop a business. And I think sometimes we stunt our growth because we think that we have to do everything all at once. And we don't realize that that road to success or achieving what we want is the small, tiny little inches that you take every single day. And I know this from my fitness journey. I think to me that's just one of those things that always reminds me of this lesson. I like to lift weights. It's what I do. I don't get a whole bunch of time to commit to it because I work full time. I'm a mom as well. So there's not much time for me to really dig in and like work out as much as I would like. But for me, I mean, wow, I've been amazed by how 10 minutes, 20-minute workouts can, how much they've transformed my body and the way that I feel on my fitness level. And I think sometimes we set our expectations for our performance way too high. And I'm not saying don't be a heavy grinder, don't be a hard worker, but when you find yourself feeling fatigued, or you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by a decision, take it on in small steps, small tiny steps. And sometimes, honestly, I think we just need to tell ourselves something's better than nothing. So whatever that thing is that you want to achieve, even if you just do, like let's say you want to write a book, write one sentence a day, and then every now and then you'll not feel like doing anything, but you can do one sentence, and you'd be amazed how far you'd get with just one sentence a day. And then that will encourage you to take it to the point where one day you might write a page, one weekend you might write a chapter. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to accomplish something and it just seems like you'll just never get there. I see that a lot with people that want to lose weight. They're like, oh, but I just love eating pizza. And they act like because they can't give up one little item, that means they can't make any change. Well, okay, you love pizza, keep pizza in your life. Make it to where you just eat one slice, but then you know what? The rest of the meals that day, make them healthy. That's one small change. You said, okay, that day, all my stuff's gonna be healthy, but I'm gonna eat me some pizza at the end of this day. You get what I'm saying? So, and if you like things like pie, okay, well, you know what? Once a month, treat yourself to some pie. And then after you're done, use that as motivation the next day to say, well, I ate pie last night. I'm gonna eat me a salad for lunch. You get what I'm saying? So the rhythm of that, just making small changes here and there, will lead to so much success beyond your comprehension. And I see this as something that has really helped me in life to just appreciate the small little goals that I've, achieved or tried to reach out for each day. Those small little things, I pat myself on the back. For example, I've been trying to wake up. 4 o'clock is my target wake up time, y'all. 4 a.m. in the morning is my target wake up time. And I've done it before, like for 3 months solid. I've gotten up basically almost every day, not every day, almost every day around 4:30. So I know it's possible. But what about those days when I wake up at 5:30 or I wake up at, 6? I will catch myself saying, oh my goodness, I didn't wake up at 4 o'clock. I didn't wake up at 4 o'clock. Completely overshadowing the fact that I still woke up early. It's not the massive magnitude of like achievement that I wanted, but it is something. And something about that transition, just appreciating that, works wonders, y'all. Stay motivated.